solve the mathematical concept of permutations, which deals with arranging numbers of a set in a certain order. In this specific situation of the cipher plates, it's important to realize that when picking the plate for the first slot, as soon as we do that and move on to the second slot, we will more often than not have less choices than for the first slot, because odds are we already used one of the cipher plates. That's where the concept of a specific order comes into play and makes this situation a permutation, as opposed to a combination where the order of things picked doesn't matter. Like for instance, if you flip a coin 5 times, none of the flips are dependent on the results of the others. Just because you flipped heads for the first time doesn't automatically mean it will be tails the second time. We start off by assigning the variable n to the number of plates in the system. The first slot can contain any of the n plates, so our formula starts with n. Then moving on to the second slot, since we already used a cipher plate, we now have one less to choose from. This is equivalent to the expression n minus 1. We multiply these terms together to complete our permutation. So n times n minus 1 gives us the number of possibilities we can get from using any of the 6 cipher plates. Now we have to think about the possibilities of empty slots. We can have the first slot empty and fill the second slot with any of the n cipher plates, giving us n more possibilities. You can also do the same with an empty second slot and filling the first one with any of the n cipher plates as well. That gives us another n possibilities. And here, n plus n equals 2n. So now the formula is n times n minus 1 plus 2n. Finally, we can't forget about the last possibility, where both slots are empty. So that makes this n times n minus 1 plus 2n plus 1. Using the distributive property on the first part where n times n equals n squared and n times negative 1 equals negative n, this gives us a resulting formula of n squared minus n plus 2n plus 1. We can combine like terms in the middle, where negative n plus 2n equals positive n, or just n, and this results in the final formula we talked about before, n squared plus n plus 1.